I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all.
The 2024 WNBA All-Star starters were announced, and Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. Not just missing from the starters, not even listed among the reserves. After months of hype, headlines, and social media buzz, the league's so-called "it girl" couldn't even crack the top 10 in fan voting. That's not just a letdown, it's a total disaster.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later today. What a matchup.
Reese earned about 500,000 votes, which sounds decent until you realize Caitlin Clark pulled nearly 1.3 million. That's almost 3 times more. Reese didn't just fall short, she fell off the map. This is the same player who was hyped up as the Barbie of the WNBA, featured in every promo and article, praised for her fashion, her confidence, her brand. But when fans had the chance to show support, they passed. Even worse, media members and fellow players didn't back her either. These aren't random people, these are experts, teammates, coaches, the people who know what real talent looks like.
She was a minus 25. She was 1 for 1 from the field, and it was a three-pointer. She shot 100% from the field. She made a 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrible game.
And they made their choice. Angel Reese didn't get snubbed, she got exposed. All the hype in the world couldn't earn her a single All-Star spot. That's not politics, that's the scoreboard talking, and it's loud. Angel Reese may be famous online, but the All-Star vote proved something harsh. Fame doesn't equal respect. She has millions of Instagram followers, constant headlines, and viral moments. But when fans had a chance to turn that attention into action, they didn't. Despite begging for votes on social media, Reese only landed 13th in the final results.
What happened with Angel Reese? It took her 36 minutes to get it. And as soon as she got it, all these records, right? And why can't I celebrate it? The night before, she was just crashing out on social media, talking about all the fans who hate her because she cute, hate her because of her rebound. And then what got to her was the whole me bounds thing, where people are saying that most of her rebounds come off of her shots. Y'all, if y'all watch this channel, y'all have probably seen, you know, her social media take on that night before the
2024 WNBA All-Star starters were announced, and Angel Reese was nowhere to be found. Not just missing from the starters, not even listed among the reserves. After months of hype, headlines, and social media buzz, the league's so-called "it girl" couldn't even crack the top 10 in fan voting. That's not just a letdown, it's a total disaster. Reese earned about 500,000 votes, which sounds decent until you realize Caitlin Clark pulled nearly 1.3 million. That's almost 3 times more. Reese didn't just fall short, she fell off the map. This is the same player who was hyped up as the Barbie of the WNBA, featured in every promo and article, praised for her fashion, her confidence, her brand. But when fans had the chance to show support, they passed. Even worse, media members and fellow players didn't back her either. These aren't random people, these are experts, teammates, coaches, the people who know what real talent looks like. And they made their choice. Angel Reese didn't get snubbed, she got exposed. All the hype in the world couldn't earn her a single All-Star spot. That's not politics, that's the scoreboard talking, and it's loud. Angel Reese may be famous online, but the All-Star vote proved something harsh. Fame doesn't equal respect. She has millions of Instagram followers, constant headlines, and viral moments. But when fans had a chance to turn that attention into action, they didn't. Despite begging for votes on social media, Reese only landed 13th in the final results. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, without begging, led the entire league with nearly 1.3 million votes. That's not just a win, that's domination. Reese had all the tools to rally fans. The media tried hard to frame her as Caitlin Clark's equal. Even Forbes listed her as one of the faces of the WNBA. But that's the problem. Her popularity was built on image, not impact. When it came time to vote, the fans didn't bite. Reese's online presence didn't translate into real support. And that's a tough pill to swallow. This wasn't some private snub, it was public rejection. Her campaign was loud, flashy, and confident, but it fizzled out the second people looked past the filters. This proves something big. Being popular on the internet doesn't mean you've earned a spot on the court. Angel Reese found that out the hard way. Let's look at the numbers. Angel Reese is averaging 11.3 points and 11.9 rebounds. Sounds okay, right? But when you dig deeper, the problems show up fast. Her shooting percentage? Just 38.9% from the field. For a 6'3" forward, that's bad, really bad. That kind of shooting puts her below average, even among rookies. And this isn't last year's college ball, this is the WNBA. The standard is way higher. Her rebounds are also down compared to what she did before. For someone who was supposed to dominate inside, the impact just isn't there. Angel came into the league with sky-high expectations. The media told us she'd be unstoppable. But these numbers don't scream superstar. They barely whisper starter. And fans noticed. Coaches noticed. Even the media that once praised her started to pull back. If her stats had been better, maybe she gets a shot. But they weren't. She had a chance to prove she belonged, and the numbers didn't back her up. When it's All-Star season, voters aren't just looking at who's trending. They're watching who's winning. And right now, Angel Reese just isn't doing enough to earn those votes. Not even close.
While Angel Reese was busy trying to campaign, Caitlin Clark just played ball. And it worked. Clark absolutely crushed the All-Star voting. Nearly 1.3 million fans voted for her, almost 3 times more than Reese. She didn't need a social media push. She didn't ask for help. She just showed up, hit her shots, and led her team. Her highlights were all over the place, but not because she begged for attention. It was because she earned it with her game. And it wasn't just fans backing her. The media and fellow players, the people who know the game best, all picked Caitlin too. She was the only player to be a unanimous pick across every official ballot. That's not hype, that's respect. That's what happens when you show up night after night and deliver. Caitlin didn't have to fight for credibility. She already had it. Meanwhile, Reese wasn't even close. The same press that used to write glowing articles about her turned silent. Why? Because there's no hiding the truth when the ballots drop. Caitlin Clark got the crown because she earned it. Angel Reese tried to take shortcuts, and it backfired. For months, the media treated Angel Reese like basketball royalty. Every interview, every outfit, every soundbite, headlines followed her everywhere. But then came the All-Star votes. And the same media that hyped her up, they vanished. Sports Illustrated, USA Today, reporters who once praised her didn't even include her on their ballots. That's not a snub, that's a shift. These writers didn't just forget her, they looked at her game and they moved on. Even Megan Hall of USA Today, who once called Reese a game changer, left her off completely. That's brutal. The media machine built her up, but when it came time to vote, they couldn't back up the hype. The numbers didn't match the story. And just like that, the narrative crumbled. This wasn't one bad week. This was the entire basketball world saying, we expected more. The press loves a good story, but they love results even more. And Angel Reese didn't deliver. Not when it mattered. So now the silence from the same outlets that made her famous, it's louder than any praise. They moved on. And that tells you everything. Angel Reese did something most stars don't do. She begged for All-Star votes on Instagram, on Twitter. She asked her followers again and again. She even posted vote reminders. But when the final numbers came in, she wasn't even close. 13th place, not top 5, not even top 10. For someone called the future of the WNBA, that's a shocking finish, especially after a full campaign. What does that say? It says the fans heard her and didn't care. Her clout didn't convert. People didn't just skip her, they actively chose others. And that's rough, because while she was begging, Caitlin Clark stayed quiet. No flashy posts, no vote drives, she just played and let her performance do the talking. And the fans responded, big time. That contrast is powerful. One player asked, one player earned. And the difference shows in every number. Reese thought she could will herself into the spotlight, but the game doesn't work that way. This league respects results, and right now, Reese's results aren't cutting it. No matter how many followers she has, no matter how loud her fans are, the scoreboard doesn't lie. 13th place? That says everything. For months, Angel Reese looked unstoppable. Not on the court, but in the media. Every headline called her a rising star. Every brand wanted her face. She got endorsement deals, magazine covers, and non-stop coverage. But there was one problem. The game didn't match the story. And now, that truth is crashing down. Her numbers were never elite, her team wasn't dominating, and the voters, fans, media, and players finally said enough. The All-Star results didn't just hurt her ego, they exposed the entire hype machine. The same writers who once hyped her now act like she doesn't exist. No articles, no defenses, just silence. Because even they can't spin a 13th place finish into a win. Caitlin Clark, she proved her worth on the court. Angel Reese, she got carried by media narratives. And now, that wave is gone. This was supposed to be her moment, but instead it became her wake-up call. She got the spotlight, the platform, and the media love. And when it was her time to prove she belonged, she vanished from the conversation. The hype is over. The league wants players, not influencers. Now comes the real question. What does Angel Reese do next? She's been called out, not by critics, but by reality. The fans didn't vote for her, the media backed off, the players passed. That's not a bad week, that's a message. It's time to step up, or step aside. This is her moment to decide what kind of player she really wants to be. She can use this as motivation, train harder, get better, let her game do the talking. Or she can keep chasing headlines and risk fading out of the spotlight completely. Because here's the truth, the WNBA moves fast, and fans are watching. They don't care about magazine spreads. They want winners. They want impact. And right now, Caitlin Clark is delivering all of that and more. Reese has the size, the platform, and the opportunity. But none of that matters if she can't back it up on the court. The All-Star vote wasn't rigged. It wasn't unfair. It was real. And now, it's her move. She can rise or disappear behind the next viral star. The choice is hers. But one thing's for sure, no one's buying the hype anymore.